What's up, everybody? Harry Dirtman here, back on the video. Haven't posted in about 20 years, but you know, life is busy, and I've been kind of playing around with the idea of posting some more things. I'm always doing about 1 million projects, and I seem to get some pretty good feedback from comments and people who actually watch it, which is crazy to me. But you know, it is what it is. Got kind of catch you up on the backstory here. This is, you might be wondering why I'm in a dingy garage, because this is my dingy garage. It's beautiful, okay? And the thing is, I bought this house, and it has this detached 2-car garage, which is in quite rough shape. It's more of like a barn, I'd say. When I bought it, I should have recorded this, but when I bought it, there was, somebody had kind of made a makeshift floor, and they put down, they just basically set down these bricks, regular old bricks on top of dirt, really loose dirt. I'll show you around kind of what I'm talking about here, but I did not record it. I do have pictures. I'll put pictures at the video when I edit this, but yeah, so there's, I got real loose dirt here, and somebody had put a bunch of bricks, and they started sinking, and trying to move anything with wheels like a tool cart or anything of that nature on half sunken bricks was terrible. So a buddy and me rented a mini excavator, and we pushed all the bricks out with a blade, and manually loaded them into my poor Tacoma, which was absolutely squatted to the max, but nevertheless we got it done. There was probably a ton of bricks in it at one point, but yeah, so we got all the bricks out, and then where we kind of ended up with was just really loose dirt in the whole garage floor, which is terrible when it has a metal roof, but the metal roof is leaky and it's all rusted out and it needs a new roof. So down the road, when I can get some funds to get the roof going, I'm going to do a lot of it myself. But when we can do that, I'm going to do that. But I'm going to replace it with a new metal roof. But in the meantime, I want to have some kind of floor surface that isn't going to get muddy and isn't going to get have all my stuff ruined in here that I keep in here, and hell, maybe I could even work on some projects. But yeah, so kind of where we're at now is let's see, we got that soft dirt. So sorry, I got this stupid camera on the charger, but yeah, so you can see here, this is like really loose dirt, and yeah, not conducive for anything with wheels. Like all my tool carts are sinking, and you can't do anything. Basically, what I got going is I kind of bought like a ton. This is just 1 ton of crusher run limestone. I bought a ton of this just to kind of test it out and see how I liked it. And now this stuff compacts really well, really well. Like, it's like solid. I'd be happy with this if this was my floor. Only problem with that is it's expensive. It's expensive to me. So I ended up finding a guy on Facebook Marketplace who can drop me. He dropped me 5.5 tons of crusher run concrete. So it's just crushed up concrete. It compacts well. It's a pretty good sub base, and it was cheaper. Still not cheap, but cheaper. And so I got 5.5 tons of that going. And I'm, kind of wheelbarrowing, manually digging it out here. I got my laser over here set to where I want the concrete to be, the top of the concrete. So that's the laser there, and you can kind of see it on the back wall here. Maybe you can see it if it's bright enough, but yeah. So I kind of want my concrete in level with this here, and it's just a rough estimate. It's not perfect, but it'll get me pretty much where I need to be. Then I got my stick marked out here on the 8 inches, 9, 10. What I got. And so basically what I'm trying to do is dig everything out so the laser hits perfectly 8 inches like it kind of does here. Not sure if you can see that, but the laser is right there on the 8, which is where you want it, and then I'll put 4 inches of that, or well, rather I'll put 2 inches of the crushed concrete and then another 2 inches of limestone on top, so we could have that nice compacting base. But you can kind of see the stages I got here. So really loose dirt. I got some crushed concrete, and then I got, this is pretty much like finish height right here. So again, the sun is pretty bright, but
you might be able to see the laser is pretty much exactly on the 4-inch mark, which is, and then my concrete grade will obviously be up here. Boom. So that's pretty much what I got going. So I've already done a bunch of other stuff to this garage too. So really I'm kind of just seeing if there's interest in it, but you know, a lot of the stuff that I end up having to do is all as budget friendly as I can get it. Super, like, you know, trying to put these windows up with OSB, probably not the greatest idea, but you know, I got to get it up there to close these windows out and keep the rain out and keep my stuff dry. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I'm doing right now, and I'll update it as time goes on and follow the project. For the record, I meant to preface the whole, you know, monologue or rambling I just did, but I meant to preface by saying I'm definitely not an expert. So this isn't meant to serve as a tutorial. Furthermore, a lot of what I do is, sorry, there's a helicopter going by. A lot of what I do is like, you know, I know the right way to do it, but either, you know, the budget's not there, or we got to figure it out a different way, and that's, you know, kind of you know, especially working on cars and things of that nature, you can make it work. The right way might be get a new part, put a new part on there, but if you don't have the new part, or you can't get it, or what have you, you know, there's other ways around it. So that's kind of a lot of what I do. But I'm sure there's many experts that are going to tell me this isn't how I should do the floor. I've asked like a bunch of people I trust that do concrete work, and there's a different consensus from the East Coast to the South to the West. You know, I mean, it's really varies. So I've spoke with a concrete contractor, and he says this is overkill for the area. This is stronger than what they typically do in something like this. Not that this is a typical situation that most people are in, but you know, I got a block building. It's on footers, so ultimately the floor is separate, and I'm not moving tractors in here or anything crazy. So I've talked to a lot of people, and they say it's more than adequate. So yeah. So it occurred to me that it may not be super obvious as to why I'm taking a whole bunch of dirt out, putting a whole bunch of dirt in. You know, in a dumbed down explanation, but I feel like this does a great job of illustrating why this is important for concrete later on. You know, this is the dirt that's in here. I mean, just look at the attempt to try to compact this. See how dusty that is? And I mean, that's even dug down, you know, 8 inches. Look at over here. You know, like this is like basically super fine. I mean, it's like dust. And then what I'm putting in has all this rock in it. So the rock is really, you know, good for drainage and compacting down together. So now look at this. Ready? I mean, you can even feel how solid that is. And then, you know, even one step up from that is the crushed limestone. I mean, look at this. That stuff is, I mean, it might as well just be concrete. So that's kind of the importance of the stages we got going on here. No, but here's a cool one. Found this lighter kind of buried in the back here, up against the footer. So I mean, this building is incredibly old. I'm not sure exactly when it was built, but you could tell just by looking around. You know, there's glass fuses and things of that nature. Yeah, I mean, I thought for a second, I was excited. I thought it was a Zippo. Like, oh, I'll send it back to Zippo and have them fix it. That'd be kind of funny. But it does say, let's see. It does say, not sure if you can see it on there. If we can get a little focus action going. Well, you can't read it, but it does say, it says Peruzzi Silver 800 Florence. I looked it up. This lighter is about $375 in perfect condition. This is very far from it, so I don't imagine it's truly worth anything, but could be cool to clean up and check it out. All right, so this is kind of the progress I made today. Kind of just got back to that corner there. Got you know, got all the dirt dug out, and then, you know, 8 inches down, and then from there we put some of this crushed concrete on here as a sub base to our sub base, so to speak.
I mean, we really probably don't even need to do this, but we're gonna make sure this garage is extra good. So yeah, it's kind of where we're at. Let's kind of get an overview. This is from the garage door. We just, obviously, you know, limestone was there. From here we kind of went all the way to the corner there. Now I just got to move all this crap. You know, it's kind of the unfortunate thing about doing this kind of thing to a garage, that it's also in use, you know, for storing stuff. I got to take all this stuff and now move it over here, and then I could be able to do everything else. I'm thinking about some other possibilities on how to speed this up. You know, maybe, well, I mean, really, realistically, a couple of buddies would make this go much faster. Maybe hire some dudes from Home Depot, or, you know, rent a Mini X, get a Mini X in here and just do it that way. But yeah, we'll see. For now, I'll just keep doing it by hand, and when I get tired of doing that, think of something else. All right, you might notice some slight continuity issues with the amount of work I got done here and what you just previously saw. It's also raining outside on a metal roof, so it's noisy. But yeah, it's kind of because I forgot to film an outro, so to speak, on episode 1. But I just wanted to say, tune in for episode 2, and you'll see some sketchiness, like supporting the roof of your garage with a log, a poorly cut log that's poorly secured. So yeah, if you're interested in that at all, like I said, definitely not a tutorial, but tune in, and that's pretty much it.